Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, many refugee families come to Australia in search of safety, dignity and a second chance. As a multicultural nation, we have a proud history of embracing those in need. In my electorate, we welcome people who are on a 204 visa, a visa reserved for those fleeing persecution in their own countries. Most commonly, the recipients are women and children who are vulnerable and carry the trauma of their past experiences. While we are proud to welcome them, we must also ensure they are properly supported. The New South Wales Service for the Treatment and Rehabilitation of Torture and Trauma Survivors, or STARTS, was established to address the complex needs of those fleeing conflict, persecution and human rights abuses. Since 1988, STARTS has been providing culturally relevant, trauma-informed counselling, group therapy, community development and training programs across the state. They help people rediscover trust, rebuild confidence and find their place within our community. They help children who have lived through war and displacement to feel safe again in a classroom, help parents separated by conflict to rebuild family life, and individuals who have suffered unimaginable experiences to reclaim their sense of belonging and dignity. The Albury STARTS team works closely with local schools, running programs for students recovering from trauma. Programs include Rhythm to Recovery, Music Therapy and Tree of Life, which is art-based. These programs have shown great success in reconnecting students with schooling and reducing truancy rates. STARTS also runs youth camps for newly arrived refugees and for people who have been in Australia for up to 2 years. These camps provide a safe space for young people to connect with peers who share similar experiences, to build relationships and to start trusting again. At each camp, counsellors are available to ensure that young people are supported and heard. But today, this vital work is under threat. Due to major funding cuts, STARTS may soon be forced to scale back or even cancel some of their services. This will leave some of the most vulnerable members of our community without the wraparound support they desperately need. What happens to these people once there is no longer any support? Albury is a designated 204 visa location, yet it has only ever had a limited number of refugee support programs. Once the funding is cut, there will be no youth support for children from refugee or trauma backgrounds. This is already having an impact on young people. STARTS Albury has had reports of young people displaying antisocial behaviour and disengaging from school. While the government has emphasised the importance of youth crime prevention programs during the Youth Crimes Amendment debate, it has simultaneously withdrawn critical funding for refugee youth support. This contradiction cannot be ignored. We cannot say we're committed to keeping young people out of trouble while defunding vital programs that give them safety, purpose and hope. Disengagement is not only seen in schools, but also in TAFE. How many talented young people are giving up on further education simply because of the lack of support available? Albury continues to receive refugees and their families, but as Claire Nevin from STARTS Albury has said, it's heartbreaking and frankly embarrassing to have to tell someone who has just arrived, traumatised and scared, that there is no support available for them. In Albury, we are blessed with strong community organisations that embody this spirit of connection and care. Murray Valley Sanctuary Refugee Group, Albury Wodonga Ethnic Communities Council and the Volunteer Resource Bureau all play a vital role in helping newly arrived families settle, find community and participate fully in local life. Their volunteers give their time and compassion to ensure that refugees are not only welcomed but included through housing support, mentoring and opportunities for education and employment. Australia's commitment to refugees doesn't end at our borders. It begins the moment someone asks and arrives, "What now?" Multiculturalism is not a slogan. It is a lived reality. It is part of who we are, but it is also a responsibility. We must ensure that those who come to our country seeking refuge can access the services and support their need. This support must be culturally relevant, trauma-informed and delivered with compassion. I take the moment to acknowledge the Minister in the chamber here tonight. I thank him for his good work in supporting our multicultural communities. I welcome him to the Albury electorate. Continuing to support organisations such as STARTS and working in partnership with local community groups like Sanctuary, AWEC and the Volunteer Resource Bureau is vital, not just for refugee communities, but for the wellbeing and strength of the Albury electorate as a whole.